Hello everyone, this is Prankur Gupta and today we are going to understand type conversions in Java. First of all, there are two types of conversions. It can be implicit and it can be explicit. Before telling you what is implicit and explicit, let me tell you an example. Now, you know that you can easily put a small box into a larger box. So, basically, if you try to put a bigger box into a smaller box, it is not possible because some part of the bigger box will come out. But it is easy to add a small box to the bigger box. Now the same uh, point is here. In implicit conversion, basically we are converting a smaller data type to a bigger data type, and in explicit we are converting a bigger data type to a smaller data type. Okay, so let us see how. First of all, before telling you examples, let me do some comparison between implicit and explicit. Now in implicit, whenever we try to assign a smaller data type to a bigger one, it is known as implicit type conversion. What does it mean? It means that a smaller data type like byte, if we try to convert it to the int which is of 4 bytes, so it is known as implicit conversion. And whenever we try to assign a bigger data type to a smaller data type, it is known as explicit conversion. It means that if I am trying to convert int to a byte, then it is known as explicit conversion. Okay, because int is higher data type and byte is smaller data type. And if I am trying to convert int to a byte, then it is known as explicit conversion. Now let's see the next comparison. In this type of conversion, there is no data loss. It is automatically done by compiler. It means that you can also see in the example also that if we are putting a small box into a larger box, what is the loss? No loss. It will easily fit into that bigger box. So there is no loss of data in case of implicit type conversion, and it is automatically done by the compiler. We don't have to write some code for it. But in case of explicit, in this type of conversion, compiler warns us about the data loss. When we are doing explicit conversion, actually the compiler is giving us some warning message, and this type of conversion is forcefully done by the compiler. Okay, so it has to be done by ourselves only. It can't be done by compiler. So that is why it is giving us some message of data loss. Now let us see with the help of some examples. First of all, let us discuss implicit conversions. I have written here already some of the implicit conversions which are possible. I think these are all implicit conversions that are possible. You can check if there is any other. Okay, now byte is the smaller data type which can convert to any other data type. Then it will be known as implicit conversion. Byte can convert to short, long, int, float, double and char. So byte can be converted into any other data type. Now int can be converted to long, float and double. Now int is of 4 bytes, long is of 8 bytes. Int can be converted to long implicitly, means automatically by compiler. And if we try to convert int to float, now int is of 4 and float is also 4 bytes. Now there is a question, if there is same size of data types, what will happen? Which is bigger? How we will decide it? Actually, the data type which has precision, that is always the higher data type. Okay, so float and double are bigger data types than any other data types. So here, if there is size same or size is not same, it is not matter. The floating type data type is always bigger than any other data type. Okay, so short can be converted to int, float, double, char and long, and char can be converted to int, float, double and long. Now let us see with the help of example. Now here I have declared an integer a is equals to 10 and I am converting it into a long. Now int is of 4 bytes and long is of 8 bytes. Now I am converting a shorter data type int to a bigger data type long. Is it possible implicitly? Yes, it is possible, and I don't have to write any code by myself. I am just assigning a value of int to long, which is possible. As int is smaller than long, we can convert it to long, so output will be 10. Now let's move and see next example. Here I have declared short s is equals to 10 and short is, we know that short is of 2 bytes and I am trying to convert it to float, and float is of 4 bytes. I have already told you precision data types are always greater. Okay, now if I try to assign it float a 10 value, then it will print 10.0. But how where does this 0.0 came? Actually, float automatically add 0.0 because float is a floating point, so it will automatically add precision after any value it is receiving. Okay, so now let's move to next example. Here character C is equals to B. I am assigning a value B to C. So here I am passing value of C to int. So char is of 2 size and int is of 4 byte. So basically we can easily convert a char to int because int is of 4 bytes and char is of 2 bytes. So it is implicit conversion. So if we try to print it out, the value of A, it will print 66, which is the ASCII value of B, because int can only store numeric values, so it will print the ASCII value of B. And if we try to convert this char to float, then it will print 66.0. It is no doubt, because we have already discussed earlier that float automatically at 0.0. Okay, now let's see some of the examples of explicit conversions. Now here in explicit conversions, we know that we have to do something by ourselves. We have to do something to convert a bigger data type to a smaller data type. Otherwise, it will give us an error, which is possible lossy conversion. Let us see. Now here long is I have declared a variable L, which is of long type with the value 100. Now if I try to convert it to int, now long is a bigger data type. I can't implicitly convert it to int. Now there is a compilation error, which is possible lossy conversion. Now let us see the next statement. Here I am explicitly doing something. What I am doing, actually I am forcefully converting long to int in this statement. In this statement I am forcefully converting long to int, so it will accept. So here the output will be 100. Okay, so now let's see the next example. Here short is of I have given a value 130 to short. In next line I am assigning byte which and giving a value 130 to it. But we know that byte has a range from -128 to 127, so we can't assign a value higher than that. I have already discussed in my previous videos that we can't assign a value out of range to any data type. If we try to assign it, it will give us compilation error. What is the compilation error? Possible lossy conversion. Okay, so now if we try to assign 130, which is the value of short, in third statement you can see byte B is equals to S. In this line I am assigning a short to byte. It can't be done because S is of higher data type and B is of shorter data type. So we need here something explicitly done. So it will give us compilation error, which is possible lossy conversion. Now in the next statement where I am doing something explicitly, it will accept that. But I have already told you that we can't assign a value greater than the range of a data type. So how it can happen? Let us see the output. Actually it is doing loop back. Here you can see that here it is doing loop back. How? Actually here he knows that compiler knows that 120 byte has a range of 127. Now there is nothing after that, so it will loop back to here. So after 127 it knows as it is 128, it is 129 and it is 130. So it will print 1 minus 126 on the console. Okay, I hope you get the clear idea how it has been done. Now let's see the next example. Int A is equals to 97. Here I am converting it to the char. So we can easily convert it to the char by doing something explicitly. Here I am explicitly converting into char. So it will print A on screen. Why? Because 97 is the ASCII value of A. So it will pick the character from there. Now let us see the next example where int A has a value 70,000. Now 70,000 is not in the range of char. So what will be done? Actually if I try to convert explicitly int to char, then it will accept it. But in the output Instead of loop back, it will give us some any undefined symbol. It means it will not loop back in case of char. It is exceptional case. In case of char, it will not loop back. It will give us some undefined symbol if the value is out of range. Okay. So now let's move to the next example. Here float f is equal to 98.7 f. Now I am converting it to char. Okay. So in char, it will char can't add values after the precision, so it will remove the values after precision like 0.7. It will neglect it, and 98 is the ASCII value of b, so it will print b on screen. Okay guys, I hope you get the clear idea how implicit and explicit conversions can be done. Now I hope you like my video guys. If you like it, then don't forget to follow and share this video. This is my Yuna Academy, an academy profile link. You can follow me from there. Thank you guys.